fresh snow on the ground, why not keep the winter spirit going by doing some decorating?
Yeah, it is easy to do some winter container gardening. You could dress up your front step or your walkway. Garden Guy Dale Kay joins us live to show how it's done. And you say it's easy. Even for me, Dale?
You know, it is. The only thing I was thinking, just as I'm standing out here in the snow, was why didn't I do this last week when it was nice and warm out? But a little, you know, nothing like doing spruce tip planters like when it's 80 degrees and the wind's blowing everything around. I was just thinking, but with a little bit of snow like this, it's just so pretty, just so seasonal that it's really hard not to get into the decorating spirit. And of course, that is key when we're talking about porch planters or spruce tip putts, things that can last the length of winter and look good, because it's a matter of fact, it is a long winter. So that doesn't mean that you still can't do a little bit of gardening or have some nice putts that look good in front of your home. So I've got some selections that I think really work best when it comes to actually standing the test of time throughout the winter. There are some branches and berries and things that don't last quite as well. They go a little bit brown, particularly when we get into sub-zero temperatures. And by jingos, by crikey, it's going to be cold this weekend. So in the next couple of days, definitely get your planters done. And if you're having trouble, maybe your planters are frozen, pop them in the garage or bring them inside the home. That'll thaw them out. And if you come to garden shops like this one, they always have a selection of thawed potting soil and planters that you can plant into. So, but key, it's going to get cold. So time to kind of take action on your planters. So I've got a few things started in here, which are kind of the common staples. There's some spruce tip, which is a swamp black spruce, some dogwood for some color, maybe even a birch pole, and that's kind of the foundation of the planter itself. And I've used some thawed potting soil in here this morning, which is really quite key. Some other greenery that does quite well as standing up to the cold and not burning. The first one is incense cedar, which has this wonderful little cone, and it actually drapes. It'll actually hang, so it makes a kind of a great kind of spiller over the edge of a window box or over the edge of your planter. So I'll use that kind of around the edge. The other greenery that is really good and sturdy is balsam boughs. Of course, you know balsam grows quite naturally in northern Minnesota, so you know that's quite good. And that's actually kind of a good rule of thumb, I guess. If it grows naturally in this neck of the woods, you know it'll stand up. So balsam is another good one. And also hiding under here, I have in the snow. Look how, oh my goodness, look how pretty that is. It's just absolutely gorgeous. But juniper has this wonderful blue berry there, which makes it a wonderful accent as well. Also red pine, or kind of like an Austrian pine, I guess, that will also stand up quite well and will do a lot better than white pine. White pine I find tends to brown a little bit when it gets really cold, so red pine is really the go-to for filler. And then a couple of other accents that will add color to your containers. Magnolia is quite nice. It has the cinnamon magnolia. This is actually grandiflora. It has the two-tone leaf, so it's cinnamon on one side and then green on the other. That is spectacular. Also, Oregonia is another great accent greenery, cut green that will look good in planters. It has that variegated leaf to it, which makes it quite appealing. And then for really pops of color, I have winterberry here, and also I have some dyed eucalyptus. It's actually been dipped and dyed. So if you want those pops of color, pops of red, green and red really works well together. It's kind of like a red geranium. Green and red actually on opposite ends of the color wheel. So that's why the green and reds look so nice together. The only tools I'm going to need really are some pruners. And then once I finish my planter, I'm actually going to spray it with Wilt Stop. This will actually kind of put a film over all the greenery so they won't dry out. And so if you're in a little bit of a windy spot, that will help keep your planters nice and green. Wilt Stop, you'll find that also at your favorite local garden shop. From there, it's really just a matter of kind of layering in your greenery. You can see just how kind of these accents look quite nice, and using the different textures and colors of the foliage really work quite nice together as well. It's nothing actually, it's kind of actually quite refreshing out here, having like the snow hit you in the face as you're decorating. Maybe a little bit of magnolia, right here as a little bit of a centerpiece. And you know the drill, guys. I'm not a florist. I'm just kind of winging it here, making it look good. And maybe we'll pop in some red berries. You could put in some pine cones as well. There we go. And it's all about kind of like being creative, I guess. And being creative actually kind of feels kind of good. We'll put in some of this. Where's my pruners? Here we go. It's a little bit like Bob's Your Uncle. There we go. Put that in there. And there it is. Super quick, super easy. Just a few different greens. You can see the layers, the colors, and the texture look good together. And again, it's going to get cold. I don't even want to talk about how cold it's going to get. But it's going to get cold. So do them in the next couple of days.
Okay, I do have a question. So I didn't make my own. I bought one. I know. Will it last? I mean, like, will it last now through past Christmas, or did I buy too soon?
Really not too soon. A lot of this greenery actually holds up quite nicely. I use the wilt stop.
Okay.
That's key. And then also just kind of keep an eye on it. You know, sometimes if you've got some tender greenery in there, you can always just kind of pop it in the garage overnight. I'm not popping myself in the garage. It's too.
Pop yourself in the garage.
cold,
Yep,
right?
yep, go
Your
inside.
pots will be better.
All right, Dale.
Thank you.
I'm so nervous for the cold. I'm so nervous.
I know.
You've been here a little while. You've done a few winters. You're going to be all right.
You can do it, Dale. We believe in you. He's so sad. And there's like holiday music playing, and he's just sad. All right, Dale, thank you.